Yep. Hey, there we go. Ayo. Hope you are having a good night. Tonight's gonna be pretty basic. Where to start with? It's been a pretty relaxing weekend. I kind of had a few things to take care of, but overall, got my stamina restored. My throat hurts from laughing too much though, because but it was mostly just hanging out with friends and stuff like that. Well, yeah, it was very much worth it though. Oh, just got double check. There we go. Dun. But something interesting did come out over the weekend though. Something that I have been waiting more than 2 years to get my hands on. Whoops. No, not that. YouTube, don't be like that. There you go. They finally announced, after 2 years, basically, that Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy 16 is going to receive a port to PC. I cannot describe like the anticipation I've had waiting for that. Like, how do I put it? As I've stated like previously, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy 14. Like, the task that Yoshi P and his team had to do with reviving a dying MMO and then being sure it was sustainable was like no easy feat. Like, I was looking over archive footage of the original like 1.0 and oh my gosh, there was just some weird decisions being going on. Like having to rest a whole day before you could use abilities. The cross-class abilities thing was interesting, but probably incredibly hard to balance. And the amount of like that it had too, because apparently like there's little communication about like which items should get priority when it comes down to the detailing. So they would have like these really high quality pots, but it would make rendering some of the bigger enemies more difficult. Which did come up again too, actually, because like during Endwalker, there were so many people like trying to enter the game that I mean double check if these two events were related, but they had to decrease the quality of the textures of like grapes in a certain area to go from like medium quality to very low quality polygons. And ever since then, it's been like part of a meme in the community. But I digress. Yeah, just been really hyped to play Final Fantasy 16. Like, the combat looks interesting. I think it's a direction that the series has been going on for a while, though, in terms of like having more active combats rather than sticking with turn-based. Like, turn-based is nice, but it does come with some limitations here and there. Like, how do I put it? Like, the player determines the pace of the action, not the game itself. But with games like, I guess starting from 13, or no, even previous to that, because they had the ATB Gauge earlier. I think in like 9 or something, or maybe 12. But the fact that they wanted more like real-time gameplay meant that they were like progressing slowly more and more towards like character action, basically. I think, yeah, 15 was more... I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, but I think that's how the gameplay goes for it, with just stacking up actions in a row, and your allies just come in and do some combos, and you can do, like, order them to do certain combos with you if you'd like. I know, like, 15's gameplay was in a weird space. It felt very... It didn't feel too tactical or anything like that. You're just, like, spamming buttons and then getting away with it. And if you couldn't get away with spamming buttons, then you would just grind till you had enough. I feel like 13 was decent for what it was, in that you couldn't just grind your way through the game because there were certain checkpoints in there where you had to actually focus on strategy and gearing properly, especially looking at that one tower level. Yeah. What else is there? 10 and 10.2 were fun though. Especially enjoyed the additions that 10.2 had, wherein for certain attacks you had to like spam buttons and stuff like that. What I really want though is just like a remake. Well, how do I do this? Like, I love The World Ends With You, like the original version, not the remaster, not whatever was on the iPad or whatever, mostly because it took full advantage of the hardware that it was on. Because when you were fighting, you basically controlled two different characters at the same time, and you could pass along like a booster to boost up your attacks if you timed your attacks correctly and stuff like that. But what I loved about The World Ends With You was that the gameplay was heavily consistent with the themes of that game, wherein like it was all about like forming bonds, learning how to like be in a team, that sort of thing. And it showed in how your life gauge was literally one big bar, but if either person took damage, it would affect that bar. What else was in there? Yeah, the fact that you could combo up moves if you timed them correctly. That you're controlling two people at the same time, which was wild to me. Like, I can't think of any other game that was sort of like that for the time. And it wasn't even like turn-based combat too. Like, sure, you still had to pay attention to the enemy's tells to see when they would attack or defend, but it was just such a unique experience that I don't think any game has been able to replicate since, even in the or especially in the remakes, because when it got ported to iPad, they had it all presented on one screen instead of two screens, which I was kind of disappointed in. Like, if anything, just find that game on like on regular DS or 3DS and then just play it on that. You'd be in for such treats. Where was I though? But yeah, Final Fantasy 16. I know they poached like one of the combat directors from Devil May Cry in order to do that sort of game. And it's not too surprising too, considering that Stranger of Paradise, I believe they hired Koei Tecmo, who like the team who did Nioh, in order to do the gameplay for that one. I would love to check that out just because of like how off the wall and bonkers Stranger of Paradise is. If you don't know that game, just check out like I Want to Kill Chaos. It'll be the first result. Oh my gosh. Just the fact that Jack does not care about anything. Like, he's literally a cutscene skipper. He will interrupt the boss's dialogue just so he can get to the combat faster. Or he'll even interrupt his friend so that he can get to the next mission. Is great. But yeah, 16 looks awesome. Gameplay looks fun. I haven't played a character action since... oh my gosh, probably since Devil May Cry 5? Or maybe Metal Gear Rising. I still need to go through Astral Chain as well, but I don't know how to hook up my Switch to this computer yet. It'd be cool to emulate it though. Oh well. Yeah, Devil May Cry though, that was like a breath of fresh air. Like, 4, still a solid game. Though the main criticism of that, I believe, was the fact that the campaign was essentially split between Nero and Dante. I felt Nero was very beginner friendly though. Like, I remember playing it way back when I was but a lad. And just blitzing through it. Like, abusing the hell out of the double arm and stuff like that, because I can remember my combos quite, but you know, that's okay. Devil May Cry 5 though, that was a revelation right there. The fact that each character felt a little bit different, and how Nero's combos were, like, that was fantastic. And Dante had a bike as a weapon, you can't really top that. But I suppose instead of topping that, we should probably go ahead and start drawing. So yeah. Draw. There we go. Okay, so here's my canvas. Last time around I did a lot of like drawing for Aqua, mostly because I didn't really... how do I put it? Man, I still can't believe she's gonna be going, but here's what I did basically last time. I'm probably gonna do something again in the style, like a portrait. Keeping it simple, just because like I don't have the ability to compete with all the other fan artists online, and nor do I intend to. What matters most is, when it comes down to portraits and stuff like that, is that you're able to, how do I put it, capture the expression of the person. So I'll go ahead, I need a, where's my color wheel? No. Ah, there we go. Just need black over here. There we go. Okay. Dun. So it's gonna be her anniversary coming up, I believe on 23rd-ish. It's already the 20th. I was planning on doing some other projects, or at least like working on cronies, but just ran out of time. And like this should take precedence. Just trying to think of what expression I should work with. I've only managed to catch like a few of her streams lately too. Like with the what's it called? Like that dating simulator with the Eldritch Horror. That was a fun time. Second floor bathhouse and stuff like that. Other than that, I think it's mostly been collab streams. It's like the race between her and Gura in Dark Souls Remastered. And... oh yeah, the coffee versus tea debates. Glad she did her research on that, but when it comes down to talking about medical stuff about that, you kind of have to be cautious because, like, for one, you have to use, like, studies that have been peer-reviewed and have large sample size. And then after all of that, you have to look at what the actual effect was, like what the p-value was, and then the extent of that. Like, was it a strong effect? Was it a weak effect? Did he account for the placebo and stuff like that? Because if you don't account for the placebo, you're gonna get, like, wrecked. That'd be a good pose. Maybe head tilts. Ba, ba. Dun. Dun. Pretty bad when it comes down to placement of ears with perspective. So we'll do that, then something like that. Alright. Sounds all about filling in the blanks. So when it comes down to drawing portraits, it's basically all about ratios and stuff like that. Oops. This should curve. Put it down. Yeah, there we go. So for instance, like, when it comes down to the eyes, you can basically fit like one length of eye in between over here. And then, what else is there? Where the eyes are, yeah, the middle of the eye is pretty much around the middle of the face. So your forehead or top head should be around here-ish, and then bottom part should be over here. It's gonna, okay, yeah, it's about there, which is good. And then after that, it's all about face shape. So I'll go ahead and label this rough. Create a new layer. I was looking into some of the other settings I have available, like when it comes down to creating a vector layer, but I didn't find it that conducive to what I wanted, because like erasing vector lines are a pain. I can see why it's mostly used for like logos and stuff like that though. Alright. Expression though, I should probably double check how her eyes are too. One moment. Yeah, she's got the typical kind of eye, but her top eyelash is just really fuzzy. So generally anime eyes are, how do I put it, rounded along the top. Like so. Then around the bottom. Oh, maybe that's a bit too wide. There we go. Then straight. And back. Then the top lash. Kind of looks like that. Let's go ahead and move this up slightly. Oops. There we go. Cut and paste, crop, shrink, delete. Not too big. Cool. I still can't believe it's been 3 years though, like, damn. It does feel nice to see Huion growing by a lot though. Like they're on wave 4 right now. They've each essentially found their niche and stuff like that. At the very least, they've also grown pretty well-rounded as well. Let's see. There we go. I still need to remember to draw like Mume after a while. I've only managed to do one portrait of her. I feel like I can definitely improve from the last one. There we go. Then this is about one eye length-ish. Yeah, that's fine. So then the nose should be around here. Yeah, the nose needs to be about midway between the chin and the mouth-ish. Put up a little bit higher. Just double check how I did Aqua's face. No, I just did it like that. No, that's fine. And then the mouth. That's pretty basic. Okay. So around there, was it? Yeah, give or take. Maybe a bit. I can move it a bit lower. Yeah, there we go. Is that good enough? Yeah. Bam. Okay, then what do I need to do next? I mean, on the plus side, the hair is going to cover up a lot. It's just her hairstyle is one of the more complicated ones. Like, out of everyone, who's got the simplest haircut? Probably Shiori's? Yeah, someone who basically has, like, flat... I guess curved hair is alright, but flat, straight hair. With Fauna's, though, it's just, like... It's a lot, just all over the place. So the eyebrow would go... It's between... Yeah, there we go. It's pretty thin after all. Oops. Nope. Sure. Oh, that almost makes it like she has a unibrow. Hold up. There we go. But that one isn't level. Okay, there we go. I will say I feel a lot more comfortable using the tools now compared to when I first started Clip Studio. Like before I'd probably struggle with like where to bring in the box and all that. Wait, hold on, this eyebrow should be a little bit lower. Gotta account for the curve of the face. Nope. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll do. Okay, next up. Curve of the face. Oops. That just makes her look thin. Hold up. So when it comes down to faces, can we split up like a bit like that? And then it just goes on. You want to be able to see the ear from this point. Meanwhile, on the other side, is that how it is? Kind of looks like a mask at this point, but I'll get it later. All of this is going to be hidden by her hair anyway, so I'm not too flustered. Now, the neck. Accurate. No. Just draw it like that. Nothing too complicated. So that just leaves the hair. Just double check one thing. I guess I was wrong about how far to curve it. Hold on. Right. So the curve should actually end where the mouth is. So if I move the mouth up a little bit, it should at least give me a bit more breathing room. So I can draw the contours properly. So it goes there, then this one should go wider. then it'll go upwards like that. And we can make it a bit more round. There we go. And then on this side, and dips around the eye, then around. Okay. Not gonna lie, still kind of looks like something out of Blame, for instance. I read that manga like a while ago, and I still have zero idea what the hell is happening in it. I will say though, the architecture and like the setting, fantastic. It's just there's so much that happens in it that feels extraneous in some ways. Like it feels like the protagonist has no proper direction. I think I need to go a little bit wider with this one over here. Oh, yeah, I'll keep that there, draw the new line over it. So wide, then up. There we go. If I go wide like this, what would happen? Maybe that's a bit much. Okay, there we go. Alright, what to do? Yeah, hair should be next. So I'll start from the middle, because that's easiest, and then work my way around. So generally, top of her eyelash is, from the top of her eyelash to her chin is about where the top of her head should be. It's around here. So I just gotta draw lines coming down from generally around here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Here to here, then one more from here to here? Yeah. I have a really bad habit of just drawing too many lines, like over and over again. I need to be more confident and do it all in one stroke though. Da-da-da. Yeah, something like that. There. Slow and steady. Once I get the bangs down, I can start working on the coloring and stuff, or at least redo my line work. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be distinct. Yeah, there we go. The rest of these kind of go around the sides. At the very least, I won't need to draw ears for this one. Speaking of like not drawing stuff, the recent Chainsaw Man chapters, if you haven't caught up to it, catch up to it, but it's been just fascinating seeing what goes on in, I believe, yeah, Fujimoto's mind. Like, I shudder to think what things he would have done if he went into and became a proper oil painter instead of like a manga artist. But the recent chapters have had Chainsaw Man just going berserk again, kind of like what happened during, yeah, Makima's stuff. Only this time when he eats something, it actually shows the result of what happens. So in the recent chapters, he ate like the ear devil, for instance, which is kind of weird to see being a devil, you know, but whatever. There was a chicken devil, so I guess I can't really complain too much. But what happened was when he ate the ear devil, it pretty much erased the concept of ears throughout the world, to the point that no one had any memory of it even. Oops. Yeah, there we go. And then the very next chapter showed him like devouring what's it, the mouth devil, along with a few others. But now since Chainsaw Man doesn't have a mouth, there's no longer any way for him to eat more devils, unless they reveal another way. At the same time, though, it also means that there's no way to get him to cough up any devils, because there's nothing to get them out from. It's just so trippy, and I'm all for it. Oh. There we go. Not too sure how the rest of this hair should go. It's gotta curve around a little bit, no? It's kind of a mess from here on out. Then you got your horns peeking out over here. But yeah, going back to Chainsaw Man though, fantastic work that Fujimo's doing. I kind of doubted him with the past 10 chapters, but now it's back to peak again, so all good there, I think. Yeah. It does seem like if he manages to eat War, or rather, I want to see what I'm pretty sure I know the direction is that all of the horsemen are gonna get eaten and stuff like that. So the horsemen are gonna be Conquest, which was shown as Nayuta, Famine, which is Fami, and War, which is in... what's her name? Yeah, Asa's body. And hopefully that'll provoke Death to come out, as that was hinted earlier as well. I'm just really hyped to see where that all goes. Sounds like the major bangs. Everything else kind of cascades, but I don't know how to do the perspective on that yet. Oh well. Dun. Yeah, this won't be 100% accurate, but I'll take what I can get. So then the other horn should be around here-ish. Yeah. Really need to look up more speed paints and stuff like that. Just seeing how other people do their art process. Anyone's into math, kind of, how do I put it? It's kind of interesting to see the pattern in Fauna's horns over here, where in, oh wait, this is too broad, what am I doing? I'm counting for the head tilt. The pattern of her horns is done in a pattern called fractals. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Wherein they're splitting paths by, I believe, like a factor of 2. So this would be one path, then it splits off into another path over here. Then this path splits off into a pattern over here, and then another pattern over here. So it's like 2, 2. It's an interesting pattern that pops up a lot in nature. I mean, it makes sense though, because it's just like... Let me redo this one more time. It's still too broad. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Like, it shows up in trees, it shows up in horns. Where else does it show up? Yep. And nature comes up with some really weird patterns, like Fibonacci sequence, for example, like what you'd see in the curvature of snails and stuff. How's it go again? 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. The way Fibonacci works is just like you add up the previous numbers, like the last 2 numbers, to get your third number, and then keep going. So now that third number becomes the second number, the second number previously becomes the first number, you keep adding, etc. Assuming that 0 and 1 are the first 2 in that sequence. Because otherwise, if it started at 0 purely, then the pattern wouldn't go anywhere. It would just stay at 0. Okay. Maybe I drew this line too broad. That's okay, I can fix up later. Yeah, this line should be more rounded, not flat. Then gotta do something for the eyes. Interestingly, her irises are pretty small. Like, they don't touch the bottom of the eye, for example. More than that, it's got like 3 layers to it. Oh, no, not like that. That eye's pointing there then. Is that okay? Sure. outer circle. Show up like that. Then the inner. Kind of looks a bit demented like that, but you know what, roll with it. Alright, cool. Now let's just round this out a little bit more. Speaking of rounding things out, can't believe JJK is gonna end in a few more chapters. Like, damn. I mean, it's had a good run and all of that at least. But I can't believe it's ending like around the same time that My Hero did. Like, My Hero was around for longer, and yet it feels like they've both had around the same impact. Oh, too much. I kind of felt My Heroes didn't go through enough of the denouement. I feel it has a little bit more left in the tank for a spin-off or something like that. Although they already have vigilantes going on. There we go. Nice. What to do from here, though? Guess I could have a bit of the ear. How'd that work? There we go. And now, yeah, I still don't know how to do parts of her hair though, because it should flow in and around. Just so much hair flowing all over the place. Huh. Alright. Yeah, something like this, then, maybe? Oh my gosh, that's not even including the flowers. Don't really have reference for side view, do I? I should've just gone for short-haired Fauna. Mistakes were made. Or can I You know what, whatever. Alright, let's double check with this one. Man, Aqua's was so much simpler. Probably does indicate how old her model is too, though. Because, like, the bangs were just super easy to draw in. The ears, too. The only thing that was remotely difficult was with, like, braid over here, but whatever. Alright, this is still workable, though. Ref 2. Line work. So I have my braid down, I have the general hair. At the very least, this didn't take too long either, just like an hour to get that sketch. Could probably go faster too if I needed. Alright. So let's go ahead and start with, start with the eyes again and then work our way back. There we go. Okay, just gotta make this slash a little bit thicker. Oh, you know, I should probably use a different brush for this as well. Carving brush, go. This thing has been my bread and butter for so long. But I'm glad that I found a tutorial to make it. It's just so versatile. And captures exactly, like, the type of expression I'm looking for. Kind of. Maybe it's a bit too fuzzy for this one. Also, I got calligraphy. This one's so weird. Like, the angle matters a lot more. Textured pen. What do you do? Nope. I wish there was something for the old Krita pen that I used to use, or Krita brush. Unfortunately, I'm still looking. What do I have? Gosh. Oh, way too big. Oh, G pen it is. What do you do, mechanical pencil? Not quite. Too jagged. Really ought to figure out my pen situation before I do all of this. The way I did Aqua's was that I carved it out based on the black background. Could theoretically do the same thing. like, when it's like this, it does help the color stand out a lot more compared to having it on white background. Let me just see. Maybe there's another color I can use to contrast. How about... blue will work. Technically, the opposing color of yellow should be purple, right? Now, how do you stand out? Pretty decently. Wait, no, I need the opposite for green then. The opposite for green would be red, but I feel that would be a bit of an eyesore. Do you work? Salmon pink? Merry Christmas, ho ho ho. You know, I can mess around with this. Stick with that real G pen. We're gradually just gonna carve this out. Carving brush, go. Alright, and then carve this part out with yellow? Oh no, I'm using the wrong carving brush. Whoops. There we go. Maybe something thinner. Points? Sure. I need to go back and redo the eyes then. Maybe stick with G pen for that. Which one works better, real or regular? A real G pen works pretty good for this. Wait a sec. Oh, I see what I did. So it's like that, then I went over there, then that, and that. And then what do I want to do? You can cut out in white. Be very delicate. Very delicate. Actually, yeah, there's no... Just need to highlight the upper lash, really. And this eyelash is kind of hidden by the hair. All right. Let's go ahead and cut into this a little bit. This might work here. Sure. No, I think black would be better. I'm so indecisive with this. Oh well. So this goes all the way up. All the way up to the top. There we go. Then I just have to erase. There. Then back to black. Oops. Then back again. Back over here. And down. Then the earlobe. Whoops. There we go. Then down and round. chin and back around, following the curvature of the face. Nice. So this whole set of hair takes over from around here-ish. Oops. Oh, that was perfect, actually. Nice. Then from here to down there. This line looks so pixelated. Is the actual G-Pen like that too? Oh my gosh, it's because of my anti-aliasing. Potentially. Not quite. This feels like that one Super Mario minigame where you have to, like, you're on a bunch of jackhammers and you have to create like a perfect circle around a figure, or like draw it out, like draw a Goomba or something like that. Is that it? Kinda. Yeah, good enough. Actually, yeah, that's good enough. Oh, yeah, that's it. Thank you, stability. No, not that. Yeah, that's okay. So 1, 2 bangs. Third bang needs to go around. Leave a slight gap, then go down. Oh, in that case, then I drew the wrong line. Right. 1, 2. Nope, too much. 3-ish? Too thick. There we go. Then back around. Let's do a bit more like that. Yeah, there we go. Then this will curve downwards into that. Now, trickiest parts. I still don't know how to work with hair on the side of her head, so I'll just be estimating for that, but that's okay. How do Aqua's again? Right, it's just a line. Great. What's up with like anime and not drawing noses though? Like, is something wrong with that or what? Let's see, so that should be pointing. No, it should be pointier. What am I doing? Yeah, and then we'll be. Whoops. It shouldn't be as deep. Sure. Roll with it. Now for all the other hair. I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's supposed to be an approximation, but clean up a few things first. So where does that leave me? I guess I'll start with the parts that are more prominent and then move my way around. Oops. So over here, should go over here-ish. Just gotta follow the lines. Oops. Bit shallow, that one. Line stability, please help. One moment. Just gotta handle something real quick. Alright then. I sure hope I captured this angle just right. There we go. And then from here should go all the way down. Here. And then from here to here to here. And then back down here. Yeah, there we go. I'll at least get this part done and then do some simple shading like what I did with Aquas. It's sort of like that thing that you do, slight dashes of color that you do before letting autofill do the rest. I still don't know how to use that program properly though, so I can't say much about it. It would make things a lot more convenient though, but I guess that's just not my style right now. There. So now comes the hair. I'm gonna give myself a bit of leeway just because, like, yeah, so this will cover it for the bangs at least. And then everything else behind it will be like the curly stuff. I have no idea if I'm doing this right. And I'm, again, missing the, I guess that little task, well, that little tie on her, like on her left side. I just have no idea how to do that properly. Oh wait, no, it's just a circle. What am I doing? That's not too bad then. So it should be in the same area underneath the horn-ish? Slightly above the eye? Let me do this on my rough. There we go. And then extends all the way down below the eye-ish. Like that, I think. God, why does it have to be so complicated? It's like almost a braid, of goes here-ish. Okay, there we go. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Thanks. Or was that Bear Grylls? Yeah. I always preferred Les Stroud though from Survivor Man. Just because he actually performs his own stuff. I remember the big controversy with Man vs. Wild was that there are times when he would back out and like chill at a hotel or something like that. Or yeah, one of the controversies was that his film crew would assemble the boat, then disassemble it, and then he would assemble the boat himself after. It's just such a wild accusation, in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna go through all of that effort, you might as well, you know, just try it for real, right? Alright. So now that just leaves room for the flowers. Right? So the flower should go... Oh, I'm gonna be bad at this. It's only 5 petals. Come on, you got this. Uno. Dos. Tres. You can hide over there. Quattro. Then Cinco's gonna be hiding over there. That's fine. Then same thing. One. 2. 3. Then 4. Then 5's hidden. Close enough. And then, do I need to worry about the other side? Do I need to worry about the earrings? Oh my gosh. No, I'm gonna chalk it up to the earrings being hidden. Oh my gosh, she has so many flowers too. My gosh. Let's tighten this up a little bit. There. Okay, what else can I do? Something like that. And then this one kind of splits. there's a stray hair going from here all the way down, kind of crisscrossing. Do I really need to draw that though? Probably not. Yeah, that's probably excessive. It just feels weird having this much empty space. Alright, cool. Now to work on the other parts. Wait, yeah, that was the line. Let me just... Oh, too big. Bah. Let me redo this eyebrow right here. It should be a bit more curved. Oh shoot, too much. There we go. Right, sure. I forgot leaves on here. Whoops. Too large. And then up top. There. Anything else I forgot? There's just something weird about this part over here. Maybe it's not curved enough? That help? If I zoom in, no. It's the detail in the hair that's making all the difference, really. You know what? Let me sleep on this a little bit, because I need to figure out how far to go with the details. I've preferred to keep it simple, but the complexity in her hair kind of makes a big difference, though. So I might come back to it. Yeah, let me think on this. Anyways, there's another drawing stream scheduled for tomorrow anyway. Need to figure out like what sort of approach to take from there. at the very least, it does capture her likeness, but... There's probably something more I can do with it. Whether it's like a simplified version or something else. If there's probably another way to stylize this. I just need to like think on it. Oh well. Sometimes when you encounter a problem like this, the best solution is just to like walk away until you can try something else later. Or like, I remember there was a certain study wherein when you get stumped on a problem, brewing on it or like trying to brute force it doesn't really help too much. Sometimes it's literally better to like take a walk somewhere. So yeah, I guess without further ado, end of stream. I'll try to come back to this like later tonight on my own time or something like that. That's okay. Hope you guys have a good night. See ya.